morning, Unity of Tampa. Will you guys stand and sing with us this morning? A little hand clapping. That never hurt anyone. We got that going. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Father waits with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved to belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, yeah, come on in. We'll find a place of rest and illumination, where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Where the doors are locked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Well, there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. Yes. Thank you guys so much. Oh, it's very nice to get things started with that energy on Sunday mornings. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Piper.
Good morning. How are you?
Piper.
I didn't even know who said that.
There's several of us up here with microphones. You're going to have to get used to the peanut gallery.
Oh, well, it has been kind of a crazy morning, so. Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, and I need you to say good morning. You're the champion.
Oh, the cat's over in Fellowship Hall. Yeah, she was very overwhelmed with everyone, so we took her back over.
We've all felt that way.
Yeah, for real. But it's all good. Okay, so today we're going to be making oobleck. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a Dr. Seuss thing, and we're going to be talking about conflict resolution and how if you try to fight with power, it doesn't work. But if you go in with an understanding heart and an understanding mind, things end up working out a lot better. So the affirmation today is, I am friendly. I attract others with my positive thoughts and words. And the daily meditation is meeting challenges. I have always grown from my problems and challenges, from the things that don't work out. That's when I really learned. Carol Burnett. When something, did I say that wrong? No. Okay. Oh.
Piper's probably too young to remember.
Yeah. I was like, people laughed.
She was a funny woman. Thanks for making us feel old.
Oh, thank you. Never know what you're going to get.
So is it time to sing out the kids?
Yeah.
I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
I had to bail her out. She didn't even finish reading her lesson. She's like, out. I'm out.
I was not trying to strip her of the platform, let me just say.
Oh,
You're
God.
welcome, Piper. You
Funny
do a great
place.
job.
Thank you, Piper. We'll be quiet next time, and we'll try not to scare you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I can't believe people came out in the cold. Good job. You know, it's good use of the clothes you have in your closet, right? I'm just saying, you don't exactly get to wear them that often here. So, fortunately for me, I've worked up north and out west and overseas for 27 years, so I have so many winter clothes that I'm grateful for a little bit of cold. I didn't work in Florida in the summers that much, so it really wasn't a big deal to have warm clothes. I needed cold clothes. So, all right, we have a bunch of things to talk about. I am giving announcements this morning, but I want to give them to you in a way that I think will remind us what's happening here. So, Duncan, I'm telling you in advance, don't worry about how that works. We'll just try our best to go together, okay? So first I want to say, if you're here for the first time, we do have a special gift for you. We offer you a t-shirt, and I'm not sure if we have flowers here this morning, but do we have anybody here for the very first time? No? Okay, so everybody here knows somebody. All right, let's assume that. What'd you say, Bobby? A Unitic, yes. Yes, that's a good way of seeing it. All right, our Facebook audience, I owe you a huge thank you for all the compliments last week and the nice words. I felt so overwhelmed by them, and in a good way. So thank you so much for your support. And also, I want to say good morning to Jay and Emily in Maryland. Let's see, Sunday Bulletin, email, newsletter, Facebook, please read the stuff we send you, because if you don't know what's happening here. And we have so many great things going on right now. So the newsletter comes out on Thursdays. If you aren't receiving them, please give us your email address. We'll sign you up. The bulletin always has everything. And Janet, God bless her, she does a great job, gets everything on the calendar too. We ask that you keep your phones silenced today, if you would. And also, if you would wear your masks, we are recommending them because we are trying to get below the 3.0 mark. Usually at 2.5 or lower, we go back to unmasked. So we're still not quite there yet. All right, so we have an order of how things happen here, and I'm going to just help you remember. Wednesday nights, we have meditation here. It's a great time to revisit the takeaways, come back, and spend time in meditation. Good midweek check-in with Dr. Dave. Thursday nights, we offer the Course in Miracles via Zoom. Friday mornings, if you're available, we offer a dog walking opportunity. Get your dog and go to Lopez Park. Is that right, Gail? No? Okay, so just check the calendar. And anybody who wants to come with us and hike, dog or not, come. Okay, so you don't have to have a pet to come. No, you can bring a friend. Okay. All right. So, and then on Saturdays, once a month, the last Saturday of the month, yesterday was the first, we have a new group called Soul Sisters, and they are studying a book and meeting, and Gilda Suarez is leading that. And Gilda also leads Course in Miracles. Then on the third Sunday of the month, we have a grief group. And on the fourth Sunday of the month, we have our mats for the homeless. So that just sort of gives you the calendar picture so that you know how things work here. All right, we have birthdays. And I want to acknowledge Maricel. Her birthday is actually today. So we're going to definitely sing happy birthday. And Emma's birthday, remember Emma? Emma's birthday is February 3rd. So we have two that I know of. And if we have any others, raise your hand. Do we have any other birthdays coming up this week? Okay. So, Peter's birthday's this week? The 2nd. I didn't know that. Well, we're gonna get you on the birthday schedule. Well, happy birthday to you as well. So, let's sing happy birthday, boss.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Thanks for celebrating it with us. Saw you trying to get out of it,
Yeah,
Peter.
he was. I know. It's sneaky people. All right, let's join together and sing our wonderful affirmation the same way you sung the song, Come On In. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And today's daily word is world peace. And it actually goes along with some of what we're speaking about today. Well, I'm speaking, you're not. I envision all people living in harmony. Sometimes I wonder about my place in a world that is changing so rapidly. I realize that many of the world's people may be wondering the same thing. Change can feel scary, especially when I feel as though I have to navigate a shifting landscape alone. I expand my awareness and wonder whether others are feeling the way I do. Feeling fearful or insecure can overwhelm feelings of peace. As peace seems further and further away, it's easy to drift into isolation and discord. I pray reclaiming peace, my feeling, my divine identity as a child of God. I remember that all people share this divine identity, and I include all of the world's people in my prayers, envisioning us coming together in harmony to create a peaceful world. And from Hebrews 12, pursue peace with everyone and the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. So that's from today's daily word. And because I'm talking about Buddhism today and about the Zen master himself, Thich Nhat Hanh, you may all have said his name wrong in your life, but I did learn that the proper pronunciation, I think I called him by the wrong name for half of his life. So fortunately, he won't remember me. All right, so Elliot, this is back to you. And Michael Hilson's song that I missed last week because of all the confusion on stage. So we actually are singing Michael's song today.
Let's sing a song to help us along. Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us stay strong. Spirit is what we need. Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us stay strong, 'cause Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us along. Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us stay strong. Spirit is what we need. Sing loud, sing strong, sing proud, sing long. Let's sing a song to help us stay along, 'cause Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us stay strong, 'cause Spirit is what we need. Let's sing a song to help us along. Spirit is what we need. Spirit is what we need. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for sharing that song with us. It's so beautiful. We have a couple of great stories today. The first one is from Bobby Lopez, and it took place right here in St. Pete, or is taking place. There's a man named John Gasket who's on a mission to expose children to the benefits of art. He started a diversity art class for children at Studio at 5663 or 5663 probably is how they say it, in St. Petersburg, hoping to use art to help kids find common ground. It's a free program. It's called Diversity Arts, and the president, John Gasket, said it's a program he started in order to uplift the underserved youth, diverse youth, to get different youth from different backgrounds to interact and create together so they could grow up knowing that they're not so different. He said he wanted to use art as a way for children to celebrate their differences. Through these workshops, we get kids to collaborate and create in spite of their differences, economically, racially, gender-wise. It's more about relationships and connections that they make and the confidence building it provides. He's been using art to bring children together to make his community a safer and more accepting place to live. He hopes one day to have a center that offers free after-school programs. So that's a very nice gesture. And Ellen Zuniga sent this to me last week. Thanks, Ellen. This is about a nurse who adopted a patient's dog. It's the coolest story. So his name is John Burley. He's 60. He was admitted to the Grand Rehabilitation and Nursing Facility in Rome, New York. Jennifer Smith, a registered nurse at the facility, went above and beyond the call of duty when the rehab center had to separate John from his dog and longtime companion, Boomer. He kept saying, "Boomers in the pound, boomers in the pound." And he was saying it so many times, she said, you could tell how scared he was and how sad. So because she has her own 13-year-old dog at home, and she couldn't imagine being away from her dog. So when he asked her if she would take care of Boomer, she didn't hesitate. The problem was she had to figure out where Boomer was. So she figured it out. She researched the shelter. She finally found him. And then she told him the news that she was able to adopt him and that he was in her care. And of course, he was over the moon. And then she brought the dog to the rehab center. And when he saw Jennifer and Boomer come around the corner, he burst into tears and reached for his pal. There was not a dry eye in the entire room between residents and staff. He was so happy to see the dog and so thankful to her for saving him. I can see why John loves this dog so much. And now Boomer is roaming the halls as her companion, helping her get her job done. So it's a great story. You know, just think about how simple it was on her part. It's a big commitment, right? But how simple just to bring him peace so that he could actually get well. It's such a great story. All right, we're going to get ready for meditation and prepare ourselves for today's message.
And because we're talking about peace and serenity today, we're going to sing, I Am at Peace. 1, 2, 3. I am at peace, I am at peace, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will, I am at peace, I am at peace, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord. I am loved, I am loved, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will. I am loved, I am loved, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord. I am home, I am home, I am one with the Spirit, I am calm, I am still, I am doing God's will. I am home, I am home, I am one with the Spirit, and I dwell in the presence of the Lord. And I dwell in the presence of the Lord.
Such a beautiful message. I am at peace. So I invite you now to just take a few deep breaths and really let go of all the chatter in your head. Find that calmness, that stillness, that place where you can be in the present moment and feel all the energy in this room coming from people thinking about only the present moment. It's like being part of a gigantic balloon full of energy, ready to soar. And just listen to the words I'm going to share today. Allow them to brush over your heart and use what is meant for you. I allow my spiritual light to shine brightly each day as I live fully and lovingly. beginning with the words that I say about myself, I recognize that my words are powerful, and so I choose them wisely. My words and my presence can create suffering, or they can bring out the best in myself and others. And I choose wisely. And so I choose peace. Expressing love and encouragement to the world around me is my true spiritual nature. At the core of myself, this is my purpose. Through reverence for all living things, I create a peaceful world where all living beings can exist without judgment or loneliness. Through praise and encouragement, I expand God's good. I reach out my hand to those in need and allow my spiritual truth to bring peace and harmony to others. I know that I can change the way others see themselves just by being fully present every day and choosing my words in a way that does not create pain or judgment. I live my life as an example of the good I wish to see in the world. I experience happiness by remaining in the present moment and by looking within the inner being. True happiness allows me to be a generous spirit and find ways to bring peace and serenity to myself and to others, which is God's good revealed at the highest level. I rest now in the silence and allow my mind to be still as I quietly receive my spiritual blessings. Sometimes in that stillness, a word will pop up, maybe a face, and we're reminded of where we need to be, what we need to be doing, and the gift that we bring. As my sacred self, I am present in mind and spirit. And when I'm fully in the moment, I am centered in peace. And as we gently bring ourselves back to this place and time, refreshed and relaxed, we are reminded of 3 words: I am peace. Thank you, Bobby. So last week, I spoke about the importance of living in the now and talked about Eckhart Tolle's book. At the time, I did not know that the day before that the Zen master, the 95-year-old Zen master, had passed. Thich Nhat Hanh had made his transition the day prior. And what was good about not knowing was that the next day when I found out, I think it was late Sunday, I knew that today we had to follow in this present moment focus by using his teachings. He was best known by his students as Tay. And he spent 79 of his 95 years as a monk. 79 years. And changed the world. The majority of that time, he was considered a global spiritual leader, a poet, and a peace activist. He was a pioneer in introducing mindfulness to the Western world. And he's often referred to as the father of mindfulness. Dr. Martin Luther King called him an apostle of peace and nonviolence and actually nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize. It seemed only fitting that we, being a spiritual community, that we look at his teachings and see how they can help us. So as I mentioned, he spent 79 years as a monk, which means he went into his first monastery at 16 years of age. As a young monk back in the early 50s, he was on a mission to renew Vietnamese Buddhism. And interestingly, I don't know why this tidbit came up, but I had to share it with you. He actually became one of the first 6 monks to ever learn how to ride a bike. I was trying to figure that out. Like, why didn't they ride bikes? I'll have to ask you, Tim, later. Maybe you'll have a piece of information for me. So he came over here and he taught Buddhism at Columbia and Princeton universities from 1961 to 1963. And then he returned to Vietnam to become an anti-war activist. But here's what happened. When he went back, he refused to take sides. So both North and South Vietnam were upset with him. And the South Vietnamese troops actually tried to bomb the commune he was in and tried to kill him. Well, he wanted to find a way to help his homeland, so he left Vietnam and he took a tour to 19 countries, trying to enlist them to help with bringing peace to his homeland. He even went and spoke to the Pope, Pope Paul VI at the time. The government in Saigon, though, viewed that pacifism the same way they viewed collaborating with communists. And he was exiled from Vietnam for 40 years. He returned in 2005. But from my perspective, that was all divine order. Because he would not have gone on to do all the cool things he did for the world if he had stayed there. So today, I'm hoping to be able to take you down this path of understanding his version of mindfulness and his teachings, which can actually change us. So one of his students, early students, was an American doctor named John Kabat-Zinn, who is the founder of the mindfulness-based stress reduction course, which is now offered in hospitals and medical centers worldwide. And thanks to the Zen Master's efforts, there are 2,450 meditation centers in our country and or in the world, and thousands of books, apps, and online courses. And some of you may already know this, and Patrick was sharing this with me this morning about the VA. 35% of employers now offer mindfulness trainings in the workplace. There's a reason for that, because it helps you to stay present in the moment and not let the past or the future get in your way. The Zen Master himself authored 70 books, which I had no idea there were that many. He lived a conscious life even when living in a war-torn country, which I think is pretty difficult. And his messages for me are easy to understand. So the simple version of one of his messages is that you can find happiness in the simplest things in life. Peeling an orange, sipping tea. That you don't have to be looking outside of yourself, because outside of you is not where happiness exists. Another one of his many strong points is that he felt that the best way for us to get in the present moment is to become aware of our breathing. That the minute you start focusing on your breathing, you're in the present moment. You're not future tripping and you're not looking back. And he said that we can eliminate anxiety and stress in our lives by being more mindful. Now, there's something that he wrote called the 14 Precepts of Engaged Buddhism. And I was speaking to Tim and Julie prior to the service about it. And I read the 14, and don't worry, I'm not going to list 14. You can calm down. But what I do want you to know is that his 5 mindfulness trainings, I'm going to give you highlights of them today, and all of them incorporate these 14 precepts. So let's start with the first one, which is having reverence for life. All living beings, not just people. And in his teachings, he talks about how we have to be committed to protecting life for living things. That we shouldn't cause harm through our anger, through our fears, through our greed, through intolerance, or any harmful act. He says that type of reverence requires openness, non-discriminating practices, and detachment from our perspectives. That we have to detach from our views in order to learn something else. Now, you know, our world is very opinionated. And it's made up of a bunch of us who have opinions. The problem with that is we can't hear each other. And so having a strong opinion means you're not willing to open your mind to another version. And that is really important for us to learn from each other. But he says when you detach from your views, you can transform violence, fanaticism, and dogma in yourself, and in doing so, transform the world. His second mindfulness training is about true happiness. And I love this. He says, if we practice generosity in our thoughts and our words and our actions, and we don't take things that don't belong to us, and we share our time and our energy and our resources with others in need, we will find true happiness. He says it comes from your mental attitude, not from your external circumstances. So if you're one of those people who says, oh, I can't be happy right now because of my life circumstances, he says that isn't true. that you can be happy at any time by embracing the right mindset. He also says that it's through understanding and compassion that we achieve happiness the quickest way. So if we're finding fault in the world and we're always spouting things that aren't kind, then we're not going to find internal happiness. The third one is true love. He taught that if we learn ways to practice love, compassion, joy, and equanimity, which is that self-control, that calmness, that we would know how to heal illness that results from anger and sorrow and insecurity and sadness and hatred and loneliness and unhealthy attachments. He says that these qualities are the very nature of an enlightened person. Love, compassion, joy, and self-control and calmness are the four aspects of true love that exist already within us and within everyone else in the world. So, when you start thinking that someone is not capable of love, be mindful in knowing that that simply is not true. They already have it. They already have compassion, but life hardens people. And life makes us less compassionate and less willing to understand each other. One of my very favorite quotes from him is about love. And he says this: when you love someone, you have to offer that person the best you have. The best thing we can offer another person is our true presence, being present to them when they need us the most. So a lot of people think your loved ones are the ones who should be able to understand when you're not your best self. But the truth is, those are the people that should get your best self. You shouldn't just save it for work or your friends or social activities. The fourth mindfulness training is my very favorite, and that is loving speech and deep listening. He talks about how much damage our words do. That we have to learn that our words have the power to create suffering or happiness. And therefore we have to commit to loving speech and compassionate listening. He says that our words should inspire confidence and joy and hope and not make people feel less competent or incompetent or less valued. He explains that when we experience anger, we should practice mindful breathing and take time to look within us to understand where is that anger coming from, because it isn't from what's in front of you. You can't be angered by what's happening in front of you unless you're already angry inside. We should not speak words that cause division or discord, that make people choose how they feel about something. And he suggests that we practice what he calls right diligence to nourish our capacity for understanding, love, joy, and inclusiveness, and transform our own anger, violence, and fear that lies deep within ourselves and our consciousness. And last but not least is his fifth one, which is nourishment and healing. He teaches that we have to become aware of the suffering created by unmindful consumption. And he refers to the four kinds of nutriments, the first being the obvious one, what we eat. But he talks about three others with the same level of importance, which is sense impression and our desires and our consciousness. He says we should avoid gambling and alcohol and drugs or other products that create toxins within us. Anything, he says, that can poison your mind. And he refers to electronic games, television programs, films, magazines, books, and even toxic conversations that pollute our minds. So when you're talking to someone who's super negative and you're constantly listening to that, it is affecting your consciousness. And you can find other ways to manage that. He suggests that we practice coming back to the present moment to get in touch with refreshing and healing and nourishing elements within ourselves, and that we should not allow sorrow or regrets to drag us back to the past, that we should not allow anxiety, fear, or cravings to pull us out of the present moment, and that we must become determined not to try to cover up our loneliness, our anxiety, or any other suffering by losing ourselves in any kind of consumption. He suggests we focus on our inner being and take in only what preserves peace and what preserves joy and well-being of body and consciousness, and to remember that we are part of a collective body and a collective consciousness. So what we pollute ourselves with in terms of our thoughts or what we take in, we're putting into the consciousness of the great universe. And we're adding to that ripple effect in the world that brings negativity. And he said that we are part of the consciousness of family, society, and the earth. The Zen master dedicated his life to changing the world, and he lived by example, which I truly respect. He exemplified everything he taught, and he helped us see just how simple it really is. The lessons he left us with can change our lives if we're willing to learn from him. And embracing any of his teachings will only honor the 95 years he spent on this earth and hopefully make the world a better place. Let's review today's lessons. So developing peace and serenity requires us to live a principled life, to be ethical and conscientious. Number 2, to practice non-attachment from your views, to stay open to receiving the viewpoints of others. Number 3, to let go of anger, hatred, and resentments, to breathe and transform those thoughts through understanding. And number 4, to speak words that create harmony, not dissonance, to resolve conflicts within ourselves and with others. Our affirmation today is, I choose peace and serenity. Let's say that together. I choose peace and serenity. And of course, I want to end with a quote from him. People sacrifice the present for the future, but life is available only in the present. That is why we should walk in such a way that every step can bring us to the here and the now. Let's take that in. So we pause for a moment to give thanks for the ability that we have to change the way we act and the way we think and the way the world acts and the way the world thinks, by being examples of peace and serenity, by healing our wounds, by keeping our negative thoughts to ourselves and eventually never having them at all, by finding ways to lift people up, not tear them down, and by remembering that true happiness and true love are already ours to achieve. Amen. If you have a prayer need, please complete a prayer request or see one of us, and we'll put you on the prayer list. Monday is when we send out new prayers, so we appreciate any prayers you need us to pray on all week. But I also just want to tell you, prayers are thoughts, so you can hold people in prayer yourself as well. If you have loved ones or people, don't think you're powerless. No one's special. We're all the same. And thoughts are prayers. So keep positive thoughts for people who need you, and you will be helping lift the world. All right, our giving affirmation. Let's say it together. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good, now flowing forth to meet our every need. And thank you for the abundant good you bring us. All right, I'm going to hand it over, and before I do, Elliot, I just want to say thank you to you, and to Michael and to Alvon and to Christian for being here this morning for the beautiful music. I want to thank Gail, who never gets thanked, for all the ways she helps us. Gail, I have to tell you, I woke up with that thought today. So I got up, and the first thing I did was make note that I needed to remember to thank you, because Gail counts the money, she takes care of the deposit, she helps us every week, and she has been for decades. She does always help, so thank you. And of course, you know we have a wonderful board. We've got Duncan up in the booth, and David and Michael Williams out there. I really appreciate Michael. And of course, we've got Bronwyn, who is here before and after the service if you need Reiki healing. And Bobby, thank you for always ringing the bells. We appreciate you. And of course, I want to say a special thank you to Janet, who also you don't see, but geez, that lady works hard. She really does. She got all our tax letters out this week. And yes, so everybody will get their tax letter. All right, this is something better, right?
This is something better.
Okay.
And thank you, Nancy, for all that gratitude. Oh, should we ask him to stand? Okay, I'm going to admit, we're not going to end this service on a super serene note. It's going to be more like a party. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was something better is waiting for me. I know that this was something better is the key that will set my heart free. I'm gonna let go of control. I'm gonna get out of my way. one that involves everyone in such a great way. I broke another string, so I needed that involvement. I'm not trying to make a habit out of this. Hey, do you think you can start us off with the peace song? Okay. I'm gonna just air guitar for this one. We're gonna stay standing and sing the peace song now. Peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
So now let's say our prayer of protection to make sure everybody feels this. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you for being here today. Have an awesome week. And congratulations to Michael Hilson, who starts a new job this week.